You're frustrated. You don't know what to do. You hate what you're doing. You see no way. You're torturing your mind to find out what fucking to do. I have the solution. And it's different than you think. You can only make decisions in the now. So in this video, we are going to talk about the sacral authority. You will have a sacred authority if your sacral center is defined. It doesn't matter which channel, it doesn't matter if other centers are defined despite your emotional solar plexus. If your emotional solar plexus is defined, you have an emotional authority, and then this video is not for you. But for all the others, generators and manifesting generators, because if you have a defined sacral center, you will be a generator or a manifesting generator. So this is the generator club right here. Welcome to the essence of your best decision making. You first have to understand how the sacral center works and what purpose it has in the human design body graph. So we have 4 different kind of motor centers, and every motor center has its own energy. Every motor center can be a driving force. For example, the emotional solar plexus is an emotional driving force. You're doing things because you strongly feel about them. Or the ego center is a motor center of willpower, of the power of a decision, and you just push through because you really, really want something. And then we have the root center, which has this physical pressure to do things. So these are all the other motor centers. And then we have the sacral center. And the sacral center is the center of life force energy. It's the center of sexual energy, of chi. But most people understand that energy completely wrong. So we have spring now, and when I took a walk just today and I saw these little buds, and those buds, when you take a walk in nature frequently, you see how they arrive and then they get bigger and bigger, and then all the leaves, all the flowers are coming out of them, and it's like an outburst of energy. You have to know, life force energy, everything here, everything in the physical world you can see is created out of life force energy, out of sexual energy, out of chi. It's all the same. So this sexual energy, a bud is not turning a tree into a tree full of leaves and flowers because it has to, because there's pressure, because there's willpower, because there is a strong emotional feeling. It does it out of joy, out of pleasure and joy. And even the term sexual energy is really nowadays narrowed down to this part of sex where there's penetration happening. But sex is so much more. Sexual energy, life is created through chi, through that energy from the sacral center. And therefore, your sacral center only interacts with the physical reality, and physical reality only exists in the now. I can think about winter, I can think about the last winter and the coming winter, but now is spring. So my sacral is only in connection with the spring that is happening now. And if you did not know that by now, all the generators and all the manifesting generators have a defined sacral center, because that defines their aura. That is such an important key center in the body graph that we created all the aura types basically around them. We have the sacral beings, which are the generators and the manifesting generators, and then we have the non-sacral beings, the reflectors, the projectors, and the manifestors. So most people are like us, generators or manifesting generators. And those types, by the way, can only have a sacral authority or an emotional authority. For example, I'm a manifesting generator. My sacral center is defined, but at the same time, my emotional solar plexus is defined as well. So I have an emotional authority, but I'm a sacral being. But you are here if you have an undefined or open emotional solar plexus and a defined sacral center. And here's one pro tip before we go into how to actually make decisions with your sacral center. As you're here, it's really obvious that you cannot have a defined solar plexus. That means you don't have a fixed wave of emotions, and you are very aware of the feelings of the people around you. So it will be I think this is the number one mind blow moment in every reading when there is someone that has not an emotional authority. Wait for it. Sometimes you have feelings that aren't yours. Here, I said it. It's crazy, right? So emotional beings like me, I feel my feelings all the time. And you might feel my feelings as well as we are talking through this video. You can physically in your body feel emotions from people around you. And the biggest mistake you can make is to think that these are yours and try to resolve those feelings just because you're experiencing them, just because you are aware of them. But pro tip for you, if you feel emotions and you can't pinpoint if they have a root in you, just get some space. Leave the space, change environment, and see if the feelings persist. If they persist, they might be your feelings. If they vanish, these weren't your feelings. So let's talk about how you as a sacral authority make the best decisions for your life. As I told you, the sacral center only works with the physical reality that is right in front of you. So your sacral center can only react to me right now, to your screen, to your phone, to your laptop. That means you, and now listen, this is very important, you can only make decisions in the now. And that's hard sometimes. I mean, other people, like the emotional people, would complain that they can't make decisions in the now, but you have to. So what does it mean? The typical way to go for you to make decisions is to ask yourself one question in the now to test your sacral response. That means you ask, do I want to go to the restaurant with friend Amber tonight? And when you have this question in front of you, you have this friend in front of you who's asking you, you have your spouse that is asking you if you are going, you have the notification on your phone that is like reminding you that you have that date. And then you are aware of your gut reaction. And your gut reaction is fast and it's quick and it's either, yes, I want that, or it's, nah. It's somehow, you can imagine it like with food. Some food you're just like, oh, I really, chocolate chip cookies or a fat döner or like something very tasty. You have this body yes feeling, this yes. And then you have this, you have the food that you don't like. You have this physical, So the gut is responding in a or response. But it can't react to things in the future because it is really a physical, the sacral center is a physical center. It created all that we can see now, so it can only interact what is here now. So it will be really hard to ask your gut a question like, do I want to go there in 3 years? Because your gut is like, where? where is this 3 years? I can see 3 years. I can see you right now. So now you think, yeah, how should I make decisions in life when you have to make decisions in advance and maybe plan? Don't plan. If you want to be in alignment, don't plan. If you have something, for example, a career that you're really passionate about, also passion is a good sign that when you feel very passionate about something that you do, it's a good sign that it's in alignment with your sacral center, because passion, this joy of doing things, is exactly the frequency we want to have with our sacral authority. But of course, if you don't have that passion in your career, for example, how should you make decisions? And here's the thing. I always imagine it like little islands in the sky. You are standing on one island, and then you are like, which island should I pick next? And then you have, for example, 3 different islands in front of you that you could choose. And then like the normal brain would be like, I need to look what is on the end of every path, so I can know if I want to have this goal. But the end of every path would be so far away in the future, so your gut can't see if it's right or wrong. It can only see if the next step available is right or wrong. So you do that. You stand in front of every option, and then you ask yourself, do you want to go there? Yes? No. Yes? No. And no. Yes? And wherever you have this yes, this excitement, this curiousness, this step you choose, it doesn't mean that you have to go to the end of that path to the ultimate goal. Sometimes life is more of a dance. You have a yes in that direction, then you have a no in that direction, and then there's another yes that goes into a different area, and then you hop from island to island, and you don't mind the future. You don't mind 10 steps ahead. Your sacred can't see those. You're just doing and going with what feels right now. And as we are among us generators and manifesting generators, because the sacral center is so linked to our aura type, I want to say a few things about the strategy, the non-self theme, and the signature as well, because this will be just very beneficial for you in general. So you get some free information on that in this video as well. So what is your strategy as a generator or as a manifesting generator? And what the difference of those 2 types are, I will link 2 videos in the video description where you can dive deep into those aura types if you're interested. But the strategy for both would be the same. It's wait and respond. What does that mean? Manifestors, for example, they need to initiate. They need to start things that they somehow created in themselves. They are the initiators. But we, thank God, we are allowed to just be on our island. And then it's like in Harry Potter, you have different islands coming to you because our aura is drawing in, is magnetic, is, if we attune ourselves to the right frequency, attracting different paths, different people, projects, islands in this metaphor. So you're waiting on your island and you're attuning your frequency, and then there is an island coming to you. So you wait and then it's coming to you. And then you look at your reaction. Is this island you understood, island is a metaphor for anything, opportunities, people, projects, jobs, whatever, ideas. This island comes towards you, and then you look at your reaction. You look at your response. Do you have this like, oh, this is an interesting island. I really want to get to know this island. I want to step on it and I want to dive deeper. Or do you have this like, nice island, but yeah, okay, bye, thank you. If you have this ick, kind of, this is not my way feeling. This is the response part. So if you're doing this successfully, if you're waiting, you're not initiating, you're waiting, and you're responding to the people, to the things in your life, and you're following the joy, you are following the trails that feel exciting for you, then you will have your signature feeling. Your signature feeling is basically the feeling, the green lamp in your system that tells you, you're doing an amazing job, you're on the right path. And we also have the non-self theme, which is basically the opposite, the red light that is saying, oh no, alert, abort mission, this is not the right direction. So your signature is satisfaction. And that is the pleasure, that is the joy, that is the feeling after you ate the cookie that was so tasty. The feeling of satisfaction is when you did something, you did some work, you did some pottery, you saw something, you wrote a novel, a text, you created a good PowerPoint presentation, and you lay it down, you see, you look at it from above, and you're like, great work, I'm satisfied. This is the feeling. If what you're doing in your life is giving you that feeling, you're on the right path. And your non-self theme is this frustration. If you're doing and doing and doing and working and you're just frustrated because the results aren't there, and even if they are results from an objective perspective, but you are not satisfied with them, you're frustrated, you're going against walls, you are basically insane, because doing the same thing, expecting different outcomes is literally crazy. This is the frustration. And if you're frustrated in one area of your life, stop. Take a step back and wait again. Wait again and let things come towards you and follow your joy to guide you back on your track. I really hope this video excited you and gave you a glimpse of the joy you can feel in your life. Because as you can notice right now, I'm lit up. I love talking about human design into that phone, into that camera, because this is what excites me. And in the end, we as humans, I think around 70% of humanity are generators and manifesting generators. We are designed to be fulfilled, to feel excitement. But for most of society, that level of joy is suppressed, is called weird, is making people uncomfortable. But I dare you, I challenge you to expand your capability of experiencing joy and following it and emphasizing it, making it bigger. Because if you're doing that, you are making the impact that you are here on this beautiful planet. So please subscribe, leave a like, write a comment. See you in the next. Bye.